My friend, I've had a couple people ask me what a cowboy chord is. I didn't know what they were talking about. This is going to be like a 1-minute diatribe. If you don't like it, turn it. If you do like it, this is the truth of it. There are no chords called cowboy chords. Cowboy chords are a name that somebody who wasn't able to play first position chords came up with. Just like there is nothing called the Nashville numbering system. It was just somebody who didn't want to understand what notes were in part of a 7-note structure diatonically in the Western world, combined with the 12-note chromatic scale. When we give other terms to other ideas, it complicates things. As an educator and somebody who teaches people how to do things, I don't take myself too serious, because at a certain point of learning music, you realize not only is there one way to do things, there's a multitude of them. Not only is there one way to name a chord, but there's generally 2 or 13 or 25, depending if you're playing around with different concepts. So I don't take myself too seriously, but what I do take seriously is when 1 or 2 of my students refuse to learn chords because they found an easier method on the internet. Now, here's a very interesting thing. I do them on the internet, but there's really nothing that I say on my channel that could be questionable. Like a 1-3-5 is a major chord. A 1-3-5, when you add the 6th of that chord, is called a 6th chord. You would have like C, E, G, and then the A, C6. If you go above your 1, you would add your minor 7th so it has a stable foundation. Saying if you wanted a C11, you would have C, E, and G plus the B flat, and then you would add the F. Without that stable foundation, you just have C, E, and G and an F. That is called a C add 11. Chords have names for a reason. We don't just call chords cowboy chords, and we don't just watch a channel that has maybe a few of them on. If you want to learn how to play really fun, cool, interesting concepts in music, the idea is to get a music instructor that is capable of taking you through the foundation of music theory. That simply means knowing chords that are called first position chords. These first position chords, when learned, can be utilized a part of a system called the cage system, and then you can move them up to have like a C sharp rather than the C. No matter where you move these, you will then get a chord. It's like having a capo, but your finger's the capo. We don't call them cowboy chords because the cowboy chords, even if you take E and move it up to the 6 and 7, you get an A major. You just don't have that low foundation, you have an E on the bottom. There is a technical term and a name for these. So please, if you are teaching other individuals how to play music and you call these cowboy chords and you do not know what your chords are called or your extensions, please don't. Take time to realize how that impacts somebody who might go on to learn musical theory, do chordal analysis, get into other ideas and concepts which far extend or exceed where your capabilities are. Because you can't do it does not mean that those individuals can't. Hence, I remember when I was 17, somebody showed me a D minor 7, and I thought, when am I ever going to use that chord? Ha! The hubris. So, cowboy chords? Giddy up, buckaroo.